Hello, and welcome to Dario's Comic School. And today I come from a messy place, and I was sick for the past few days. I had a fever. I didn't have corona, at least I think so. I didn't test, but I guess I overextended for a week, and then I catch the cold. And my intuition told me today I should do an episode on The Walking Dead. I have here my books from Crosscult in German in A5, and the title of the next video will be something like The Walking Dead, What Makes Storytelling Great. But I have to go through these again. I just know that these are very great books, and something about the storytelling is right. So we will take a look at this in a future video. Today, the topic will be the following. I wrote down this on a piece of paper, and I've already made the Readers Are Leaders, the Art of War piece, the War of Art. And then I had two topics, and then as you can see, I did kinda, I don't know, how do you say it in English? And one was quality, me versus the top. Quality, indie versus Marvel, but it's not a versus, it's just, it's a more profound video, I think, we gotta make. And I have a couple of videos here, a couple of comics here. This will be the next video, and we will talk about how to get to the top and what's preventing us. And it's not just that you have to put in the time and the work. We have to take a look at where we come from to understand what's the problem. Because this is what this video will be called. Revenge or justice, whichever comes first. And as you can see here, I did write like Jake Parker, real artists don't starve. I don't know if Jake Parker said it. I mean, there's a book that's called Real Artists Don't Starve. I got it, I read it, it's a good book. But the problem goes deeper than this, and this is Dario's Comic School. Who am I to teach you about comics? I know. But this comic I got when I was young in Italy. I guess this is from 96. And as you can see on this comic cover, I made my own comics. Like, I wouldn't do this today, but when I was young, like, I used this, I don't know, maybe I wanted to extract some magic from this comic, and I did. But there was, like, maybe is this comic school and people go and study, but there is more to this, and that is why this is called Revenge or Justice, whichever comes first. And as you can see here, we have this issue. We have to get to a very good quality. It has to look like this, at least. And I will tell you in a second why. And then as you can see here, sales and marketing and value to the people. Like, that's also very important. Like, I'm making this video for myself. It's a very selfish video, but I hope that it's a really good video for you too. Because the problem is very fundamental. It's not just, oh, we want to make comics and we want to sell comics, and yeah, this is not the channel about that. This is a channel about stuff that matters. And here I have something that's called time and skill and product and marketing and sales. And this is a completely different topic than this. So marketing and sales is a whole different beast. And without this, nobody will know that you made the best product in the world. I always believed And let me show you for a second. This is not to brag. This is completely not to brag. This is just, I hope this is okay, this looks good. Like, this is a product I make. It's called the Noir Werewolf. It comes in a box, and it has German and English rules, and it took me a while to make this the way it is. And then it took me just a month, like 33 days, to make an illustration each day. And a lot of my ideas came from Diablo 1, Diablo 2, from Sleepy Hollow, but this is a girl I know, so I put things on this. And yeah, I put in the time and love it needed. This is not a commercial, this is just to show you how I made it. I took the time, and it took me 3 versions to get to this version. The earlier versions look a bit different, and I think that the third version is the best, because like in the first, it's just black and white, front and the back, and someone said, oh, could you make it different so I know what's the back side and the front side, because when we play sometimes it gets confusing. And so I made the back different, so it's very distinct now. And then my mentor Ralph Niese told me, oh, black and white is so boring, let me put in some grayscale so it looks a bit better. And when people see this at a Comic-Con, like, I don't have to sell this. This sells itself, because it's a product with integrity. And I'm not claiming ownership. Yes, I did kind of birth it and had sleepless nights and great fun doing it. But we will come now to the point of the video, and then I will tell you something else. Like, we're getting to the point, and I will tell you what this book is. Let me read you a passage from The War of Art and why this book is so freaking important. And you don't have to believe me. I mean, maybe it's better for you if you don't believe me, because if you believe what I read right now, you are in big trouble. I mean it. The authentic self. Do you have kids? Wait a second, let me get my headphones right. Okay. The authentic self. Do you have kids? Then you know that not one of them popped out as a tabula rasa, a blank slate. Each came into this world with a distinct and unique personality, an identity so set that you can fling stardust and great balls of fire at it and not morph it by one microdot. Each kid was who he was. Even identical twins, constituted of the exact same genetic material, were radically different from day one and always would be. Personally, I'm with Wordsworth. Our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. The soul that rises with us, our life star, hath had elsewhere its setting, and cometh from afar, not in entire forgetfulness, and not in utter nakedness, but trailing clouds of glory do we come from God who is our home. In other words, none of us are born a passive, generic, let me get the next page, generic blobs waiting for the world to stamp its imprinting on us. Instead, we show up possessing already a highly refined, individuated soul. Another way of thinking of it is this: we're not born with unlimited choices. We can't be anything we want to be. We come into this world with a specific personal destiny, We have a job to do, a calling to enact, a self to become. We are who we are from the cradle, and we're stuck with it. Our job in this lifetime is not to shape ourselves into some ideal we imagine we ought to be, but to find out who we already are and become it. If we were born to paint, it's our job to become a painter. If we're born to raise and nurture children, it's our job to become a mother. If we're born to overthrow the order of ignorance and injustice of the world, it's our job to realize it and get down to business. So I hope this had some impact. I will tell you something. We're already at 10 minutes. I will wrap it up soon. But the main thing is this. A lot of people will say talent is overrated. I wouldn't say talent is overrated. You have a certain talents. It's not just one. It's a bunch of them. I know I have them. I know I create games. I know I create comics. I know I create artwork. I know I can do music. I know I have a massive bullshit detector because I was so hurt by life. And I think it's my holy duty to tell the truth and to make videos to spare you the same mistakes I made, so that you can skip those mistakes and make the things easy. But yeah, revenge or justice, whichever comes first. Why is this? I mean, revenge for what? Or justice for what? I think it's this. I picked up this book. I didn't know what it was, but I was drawn to it. And it's, in German, it's Die unendliche Geschichte by Michael Ende. And you will know it as The Never-Ending Story. I think that's the name, with the white dragon. I never saw it. I never really saw it, and I never really read it. And now I started it. And this book starts at the beginning with a kid, and his mom died, and his father is just working and not caring, and he's bullied at school, and he finds a book, and he wants to escape in another world. I didn't read further, but it resonated with me. It resonated with me because it is also my story. I was bullied. My father died when I was young. And even if this is not your story, I think this is a bit the story of our lives. Like, we're made to be products, but we're not made to be who we are. And that's what's fucking me up, because, like, look, this is who I want to be. I want to be this guy who can draw and make stories and make a living from this and be happy and healthy. And I know life is sometimes complicated, but it could be simple. It could be. Like, don't tell me luck. If you start doing one push-up every day, you will do more push-ups. And it has nothing to do with luck. It is just the repetition of things you value, and then you will end up here. The question is, why aren't you here? And Joe Madureira was there. And that's a good question. And this is why I made this video. And it's called Revenge or Justice, whichever comes first. I have always the feeling that maybe I'm a bit childish, but maybe I'm not. That my life somehow was stolen. And I think that school doesn't value your time and doesn't value your true needs and makes you apathetic. That's what I really think. Because I'm decent at math, but you know how many hours of math I had, and how much stuff and time I wasted for some stuff that didn't bring nothing. And if someone would have put in the time to teach me the skills needed so that I could make a living and know how to market stuff and to know who I am, like, lifetime wasted. I want to minimize this, and I want to increase this for myself and for you. This is a big freaking promise. And it's revenge or justice, whichever comes first. We see us.